So, welcome to another Classics World video. We're down on the south coast at Southwestern Vehicle Auctions for a preview of its winter classic car sale, which takes place on January the 28th. Now, you can view the cars before the sale with a pre-booked appointment, but we have got a special preview for you. So we've picked out the cars that we think are most interesting. So join us as we check them out.
Before that though, our friends at Lancaster Insurance are giving you the chance to win a luxury afternoon tea gift voucher at a Classic Lodges hotel of your choice to use in 2022. Click the link in the video description to enter, and good luck.
So this Volvo here, Jeff, is a bit famous, right? It's got a bit of a history to it.
Well, yeah, it's the Saint Volvo, but not that Saint Volvo. So it was once owned by Leslie Charteris, who was the author of the Saint book series, which was then turned into the TV series. He was the first owner of this, late 144, fuel injected, 1974 car, gave it to his chauffeur in about 91, 92. He kept it in storage for nearly 30 years. And then the car's been recently recommissioned.
The paint's original, but again, that doesn't bother me because what you can tell is that it's had some quite nice work done to it elsewhere. The tyres look fresh, the interior is immaculate, new fuel tank.
Electronic ignition, it's got sort of a period Blaupunkt radio, just a couple of little bits to make it more usable, and it's only done 33,500 miles, so, you know, where are you going to find one as low mileage as that? Because these go forever, don't they?
Yes, fantastic, yeah, really good. But there's another Volvo in the sale right behind us.
Yep.
The iconic Amazon.
Yep, this is a 121. And doesn't it look great with the white walls on it?
Yeah, it looks really good actually. It's one of the few cars I think gets away with white walls.
A fairly low mileage car. Well, it's showing 51,000. It's very tidy inside. Yeah, a really nice example.
Talking of mashed Swedes, there's the Saab 96 here.
Yes.
I had no idea these were in production for 20 years.
Yeah, they did them to about 79, I think.
And they were two-stroke engines to begin with, but this is the Ford V4 engine.
This is the Ford V4, yeah. I absolutely love this. It's Verona green.
You can get the support out there. There's lots of specialists out there that can support these cars, and the V4 engine's the one to go for. It's 65 horsepower, I think, so keeps up with modern traffic easy enough.
Super quirky as well. I love the head restraints on these. One Ford engine classic to well, a Ford with a Ford engine, but not the engine it should have.
Oh, really?
No, this has got a Cosworth YB in it.
Unbelievable.
So this is a Mark 1 Escort with the bubble arches, but with the YB turbo out of a Sierra Cosworth.
There's another Ford-engined car, but not an actual Ford, a TVR here.
Yeah, the TVR Tamar with the 3-litre V6 in it. Love the styling. Very nice indeed. So yeah, either of those would be a very nice addition to the Ruggles family, I think.
With the so we've covered the Swedish ground. I think we want to go through some accessible British classic stuff here.
Yes.
So we've got the Wolseley 1500 here.
Great starter classic. I mean, the value of these now.
And this could be a really affordable entry into British classic motoring.
Absolutely, and still usable.
Yeah.
You know, you can still keep up with modern traffic. Charming interior, just a lovely thing.
But like I say, a really accessible, you know, easy to use British classic car. And then on to another one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Austin A40.
So this is a 59 car registered on the 1st of January 1960. Lovely condition. I think it was fully restored about 6-7 years ago.
Yes, that's right, yeah, 2014 I think it was. But I mean, so it looks spectacular, I think.
And it's had the single Zenith carb replaced with twin carbs. It's got electronic ignition. It's probably a bit more usable than it was from the factory, and just that colour really sets it off.
It looks great, doesn't it? And again, sensibly priced, I reckon. So yeah, stunning.
So we've got one last British car outside, and unfortunately it's outside because it sort of disgraced itself a little bit, but that's okay.
Oh, okay.
And it's this low light minor, an early side valve car.
Very early.
And it's wonderful. The patina on this thing is lovely. Unfortunately, the engine let go this very morning.
Oh no, did it?
So how serious that, well, it was obviously very serious, but you'd have to assume you're going to have to do some major work. So the reserve has now been lowered to £1,000, and what a project for £1,000. A split screen, low light minor, and it's just got, oh, it's just
For someone who's
dripping
got
in
the time
patina.
and the skills to do this, what a great project.
Well, I think we should buy it.
Maybe I should tap up Simon Goldsworthy on Classics Monthly. Maybe
Yeah,
he should take this
I
on.
honestly think we should buy it. It's absolutely wonderful.
Okay, so what we've got here then, Jeff?
So this is a 1934 Vauxhall 12 Light 6.
6-cylinder engine, right?
6-cylinder engine, yeah, overhead valve. Yeah, I think this is the 1530cc ASY model. Vauxhall have been taken over by General Motors in 1925, and this is a 34. So this is one of their sort of cars that helped them propel them into the mainstream. But because you had the might of GM behind the car, you got loads of technology that you probably didn't get on sort of contemporary models. So you got nice leather seats.
And there's something about the pre-war motoring thing, I think it's still underappreciated and people are still scared of this stuff. But actually, I think, again, with the right mechanical skills, it's great. It's got so much character, and this is affordable pre-war motoring, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, this one's got a modern fuel pump as well, so it's a bit more dependable.
Just the right amount of patina. Doesn't look overdone.
Chosen some nice contrast there because you've gone from pre-war Vauxhall to some 70s, 80s Triumphs here, some sports cars, TR6 and TR7.
Well, there are 3 TR6s in the sale, and this one, well, it's just, look at it, it's in fabulous condition. So it's recently had an engine rebuild, all the way through, the interior, the paint.
It's a glorious sports car, and a lot of the purists see this as the last of the TR line, of course, which I think is unfair because I'm still a big fan of.
You're the big fan. Well, it was always controversial, wasn't it, the wedge-shaped TR7?
I just think they're really cool. They didn't make the convertible one, which this is, for very long, so this is a rare car in itself.
The convertible. This one's had a new hood in this sort of contrasting cream.
The interior is actually in really good fettle, actually, so although it definitely needs a bit of TLC, good TR7s are going up in value, so this is an affordable way into Triumph sports car motoring, in my opinion.
So, of course, from Triumph to...
back to traditional.
Their historical rivals, MG. Well, this is the oldest car in the sale, a 1933 MG J-type midget, a J2 variant, so the 2-seater, and still usable though. It will do 65 miles an hour. Funnily enough, apparently the press ones, when they were tested by Autocar, would do more than 80 miles an hour, but the 2 main bearing crank, and when they were at that sort of level, cranks would snap.
Oh.
So they had to sort of lower the compression ratio. Owners who subsequently bought sort of a production version wondered why they weren't as fast as the Autocar test. But you know, I still think 65 miles an hour for 1933 isn't bad, is it?
Yeah, I could see that. But you've chosen another bookend of MG's history here.
Yes,
We're going towards the end, really, aren't we?
I think this is a bargain.
Again, a very affordable entry into modern classic motoring. No reserve on this MG ZS.
And it's a 180, so it's got the KV6, 24-valve quad cam in it.
Now, it's a great engine. The cam belts need doing, don't they, I presume? So that's a big job that needs doing, but...
I like the colour as well. 56,000 miles, so very, very low for the age.
I'd love to see how much this goes for, because whoever gets it, I think is going to get a bargain, and I think they're not going to regret it at all. So, but we're going to go a bit more exotic now.
Yes, so we're moving from British to Italian, really, aren't we? So
Maserati Spider.
This is the Maserati Spider, the Cambio Corsa with the semi-automatic gearbox.
Low mileage at 42,000.
Really nice condition. I mean, it's you know, the wheels are all nice. There's no real marks on the paint, so.
I could see our resident Italian car fan, Joe, behind the camera going for something like this.
Yep.
So here's the Italian sports convertible. Just over here to my right, we've got the British Brute, yes. The V12 DB9, and this is a manual car, right?
Yes, so a 2006 manual car, 50,000 miles on the clock, one owner, and it's in absolutely lovely condition. It really is. The newest car in the sale, but you know, that is a guaranteed emerging future classic, current classic, whatever you want to call it. Gaydon built, of course.
Yes.
Yeah. And this, I mean, an estimate of 27 to 29,000, which I think is incredibly alluring.
I think out of the two, I think I'd probably have the Maserati in. I didn't think you'd say that. But
I don't know. No.
They're very different machines, to be fair.
They are very different machines.
But yeah. So Jeff, the JDM scene is absolutely crazy right now. Like, rare Japanese stuff is definitely where the interest is at. And this Honda Sabre ticks those boxes, in my opinion.
Yes, I mean, it's a bit of a twist on the JDM scene, isn't it? Because this was the first Honda designed and built in the United States and then sold in Japan, which is where this car was imported from in 2008, I believe. 2.5 V6.
VTEC.
VTEC, yeah.
It's incredible condition. And also what I'm impressed with, although this is a late 90s car, how astonishing the spec is. I mean, I wouldn't look out of place in a 2020 car.
No, I mean, it's got a reverse camera, a Bose sound system, all sorts. 55,000 miles, I mean, and it wears it very, very well.
This could be a really good entry into something a bit quirky. Built in America for Japan, but if you really want a proper bit of Americana, I'm going to sort of get out the way for a true American icon.
Well, yeah, the original pony car, huh?
I mean, it looks spectacular, this.
Well, this is unfortunately from a bereavement sale, so it's an unfinished project. 1965 Mustang. It's got the 302 engine transplanted into it. This has had £70,000 spent on it. Wow. It's not quite finished yet. There still needs to be some trim work done.
It's all fairly minor stuff though, all the really...
Yeah, the door cards and
the
things
really
like
serious
that.
stuff's been done, so it's all now to detail now, right?
I mean, that paintwork is flawless.
And I love those wheels.
Yes.
Those wheels look spectacular on it. It really sets it off.
Really look the part, don't they?
But for me, if you really want a classic Ford, the only way is Essex, dear boy.
A 1971 Capri.
Mark 1 Capris are so rare now, aren't they?
3000 GT XLR, which I think at the time was top of the range.
Now, didn't a guy buy this in December 2020 and he's just thrown the kitchen sink at this? Like he's done
New
everything.
panels, respray. I mean, look, the wheels obviously beautifully refurbished, clearly got new tyres on it. The interior is immaculate, lovely vinyl roof, lovely condition. You know how much I love Capris.
I think we've been chatting for the best part of 20 odd minutes and we've not mentioned a Mini.
No, I've done it backwards this time. I'm going to come to Minis now. Yeah.
But this isn't just any old R50, is it?
No, this has got the magical 3 letters on the end of the number plate, hasn't it?
OBL?
OBL. So around 135 cars were registered by Mini UK for press and dealer training. And this is one of them. It's a pre-production car. So the really early ones had this sort of groove down the centre of the seat. They had Mini embossed on the pedals. It's done 140,000, but it wears it really, really well.
Like you say, so I think it wears the mileage well. It's actually in fantastic condition. It looks great on those kind of Mini Challenge wheels. It's just, I just think it looks the business.
Well, I drove here in a Y-Reg Mini today, and this one's a bit nicer than mine, isn't it?
If that's still too new, you can go for the original.
Yes.
Rover 90s Spec Mini Mayfair.
This is a later car with a 1275 in it, 12,000 miles.
Because I believe they spent some time in the Channel Islands, so that would probably explain its low mileage.
You often see the sort of really low mileage on automatic cars, but this is a manual. And it's got these really rare, optional, full leather grey seats. You don't often see them in grey.
Yeah, the spec's good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a nice car, this, and it sits on the Rover Mini-Lite style wheels. Sensible estimate, 6,950 to 7,950, and I think that's a lot of Mini for the money.
I'd say, yeah. Absolutely.
Especially with that mileage on it.
So Jeff, we were just over with a 90s classic in the Mini, and we've got another one here.
Yep.
A 1991 Land Rover Discovery. I've got a hankering for this.
You could have this one, no reserve.
It's great, it's a 7-seater. It's got electric leather seats. These are getting really rare, so that's on my list. There's a Fiat Spider over there.
Fiat Spider.
I want that one.
Yeah, love that TR6 as well. Split screen Minotaura.
Okay.
I don't think that's a standard colour scheme with the sort of burgundy hood on that, and I think it's had some tweaking to the engine as well, because it's got twin carbs. But really like that, that's really smart.
Second generation Mazda Rx-7.
Yeah, turbo as well.
So what's that, 200 brake? I think it's convertible. Love it. Love an XR3i Cabrio.
Well, you've got to love a white one with a white hood, haven't you?
Yes, yes. Yeah, indeed.
Another
Look,
TR6.
A couple of Bentleys. I don't know what's the collective now for a couple of Bentleys, but this is a Bentley Turbo R. We've also got a Bentley Turbo R on the fleet. This is a 1990 car. It's got an astonishingly low estimate, 1,750 to 2,750. I'm really keen to see how much that ultimately goes for, because that feels very cheap. So,
yeah, it needs a little bit of TLC perhaps.
Yeah, but I mean, what a car, eh?
But
I mean,
that's a lot of car for the money, literally.
Absolutely.
So your little homing device is very much drawn to this, isn't
you've
it?
obviously had your Mini fun. I need my Jaguar fun now. So we've got this 3.6 Cabriolet, and this is a really straight looking example. 3.6, so it's one of the very early AJ6 engine cars. 5-speed manual gearbox, that makes it a little bit rare. A lot of them were autos, but looks like it's riding on the period wheels.
Does look good.
Very, very tidy all the way through, and I just think, I really like the Cabriolet.
That's a good estimate as well, isn't it? 7,000 to 8,000. That's
Yeah, again, going up in value, these XJSs, so I think that's a fantastic investment, really. I think we've covered quite a lot, haven't we? But so when is the sale again?
28th of January, Friday the 28th. Like I say, you can book viewing by appointment before the sale, so a chance to cast your eyes over all these wonderful classics.
Get bidding and have fun.